Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nthabi if you're not familiar with who I am, and welcome to my channel, the place where we have fun and do fun things. And one of those things is reviewing a show called The Wife on Showmax. Now before I get carried away, would you please be ever so kind to like this video and subscribe, because why not? Anyway, if this is something that you're interested in watching, please keep tuning in. Okay, guys, so this week we're doing episodes 25 to 27. And just to be completely honest, this was the most difficult episodes to watch because it was gut-wrenching, it was painful, it was heartbreaking, simply because it was the aftermath of the shooting at the wedding, and therefore reality sinks in as to basically who died and who didn't. Mpanda's gone, guys. I think he was the one that I was most worried about, and I was hoping that it was some kind of like trick or something, that he was gonna be critical but stable, that he's gonna make it out, right? But they really decided to kill him off, and I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how I'm going to cope without Nicki Minaj wearing Gabi from here on out. I'm just heartbroken, right? But anyway, we're gonna start with episode 25, and yeah, basically share some of the things that I noticed and that I want to comment on, basically. So in episode 25, it opens up with basically Nkosana in his rage or grief, busy chopping some, is it slabs of wood? I think it's wood. He's chopping wood outside, still in his wedding attire, some bullets on the step, or rather pave, yeah, he's on the step near the house, still with blood in his hands. I'm guessing that's Jabu's blood. And Mkhele basically goes up to him and tells him, hey bruh, like, I'm really sorry, let's go into the house, and like helps him up and then hugs him. And I thought that was like such a painfully special moment between the two of them, and just basically Mkhele showing up for his brothers like that, considering the guilt of knowing that you guys shouldn't have come back here and this would have never happened had you not come back. And then we move on to basically Shomu is on her bed, lying down, basically motionless and numb, right? And Mkoki is there too, in the room. And when Sika comes to like tell Mkoki let's go, he like gets a fright, because I think the one that took Mpande's death the worst is Mkoki, because those were like tied at the hip. They were like twins, like Kawe and Mkhele are, basically. So he's taking it really, really bad. You can tell that he is still in a bit of like denial about the fact that his brother's gone. Also, with the fact that yeah, so then he walks out with Ntsiga after getting a fright, but then like comes back to reality. And then Langa's there saying that Hlomo, I brought you tea. And then he goes on to say, like, I think this is a sign you should leave. Like, you should run away now because we almost died. Like, we really almost lost you. I almost died. Our parents almost died, right? And I think he's justified in how he feels. Like, the fact that, run before anything gets worse. Run now before you die at the hands of the scandals that are happening in this family. But also, it's a very insensitive time to bring it up. People just died, dude. Read the room, Langa. I get it. She's your sister. You want to protect her. You want to be there. You want to make sure that her well-being is okay. But also at the same time, read the room. Like, it's such a painful time that, like, saying things like that, despite the grief and everything, it's just it's not it. It's really not it. So yeah, like, I felt like he was very insensitive in that moment. considering that also Hlomu wasn't there present. Like, she wasn't presently there. Yes, her body was there, but her mind, her heart, everything about her was so far gone because of the grief of losing everyone, and yo guys, I think this was the start of just like heart-wrenching turmoil, like just heart-wrenching grief, because this week's episodes were really hard. They really really were hard to watch, and that is why I'm not as even like animated as I could be. But yeah, they were really difficult, like yo guys. So another thing that I found to be not so great is the fact that, like, Hlomu's dad is resentful of her choices, which I can understand, because it's not like Mqhele is the greatest man on earth that Hlomu could have married. You know what I mean? Like, let's not even joke about it. Mqhele is not meant, like, those two are not meant to be together. I take it back. They really are not meant to be together because they're toxic together, and that is not a healthy love. So I think her dad is justified in resenting her for still going ahead with it anyway, even after, like, he tried to advise, he tried to do this, tried to do that. But also, it's dangerous that he has washed his hands off of her, because, like, in a situation like that, the worst thing that you can do is make your child feel like an orphan, or rather make your child feel like they can't run to you, even if the decisions that they make you do not agree with. I mean, that's typically what perpetuates abuse. You know what I mean? Like, that person, it perpetuates the isolation as well. Because yes, we do know that Hlomu ends up turning into a mob wife, but I mean, to be quite honest, then she's no longer close with her own family anymore. That she feels like she has to uphold whatever ideals or whatever values that the Zulu family upholds, because now she's like the mother hen of the Zulu family, and it feels like she has no extension to her, like, own family anymore. That is why I'm saying it's dangerous, because it perpetuates the isolation and the abuse. And like I said a couple of videos ago, that as society we need to learn that even if we don't agree with the person's decisions and we can see that they are literally driving into a wall, we still need to be there to be that support structure. We still need to be there to be that hedge, you know what I mean? Because then they know that even if whatever happens, crap hits the fan, there are people that genuinely care about them, that will never leave their side or never forsake them, type of situation. So I think the dad could have handled it better. Yes, you resent her decisions, I get that, I understand that. As a parent, I don't see why you would not feel that way, but also as a parent, I don't see how you would wash your hands off of your child, because at the end of the day, no matter how many times they hurt you or don't listen to you or do whatever the heck it is that they want, you're always supposed to be there. Like, whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, these people are your offspring. They're a part of you. So you're always supposed to be there. So yeah, that one, like, really, like, I am Pila. Like, I wasn't too thrilled about that, because I was just like, if she can't run to you, who do you think she's going to run to? Do you even think she's going to even have the thought to say, you know what, I've had enough and I'm gonna go, but I have nowhere to go? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you can't say you're giving her lobola money, but then you're not there still as a support structure, so that whenever crap hits the fan and she can actually run away, you're not gonna be the option. So what must she do? Because she clearly doesn't have friends. You know what I mean? So yeah. Also, like, why does Mandisa always have to stir up drama? I love her. I really do, genuinely. She adds flavor to the show. But why does she always have to stir up drama? Like, was it necessary for her to say they should have never come back to Mbuba, and the reason why all of this has happened is Hlomu, without even saying the word Hlomu? Like, was it absolutely necessary to rub salt in the wound like that? Like, it's no time to be doing that. But you want to cement yourself so much to say that it is this girl's fault that we're here now. And I'm just like, Not really. I don't think it's Shlomo's fault. If anything, it's Mqele's fault. But you know what? That's a conversation for another day. Hi, guys. I just want to say that the heart is foolish. Yeah. It's a foolish organ. Don't ever listen to your heart because it is there to deceive you. Especially when it comes to the likes of Shlomo and Mqele. Honestly. Never ever ever allow to be convinced by your heart that a life of pain and danger is more exciting than one of peace. Ever. Don't let that stupid organ fool you into believing that lie. Because that is what Shlomo is actually doing. Because there was a scene where Nicole is sitting like on the floor in their bedroom, right? And then Shlomo comes over and then he's basically telling her, or like, ever since we've been married, you know, there's been so much pain and your life has been in so much danger, and I never wanted that for you. And then she's like, my happiness is with you. That's what my heart chose. This is why I say never listen to that thing. It's there to deceive you and make you believe lies and fantasies. No, guys. Choose peace. Choose love. Choose care. Choose consideration. Choose effort. Choose soft love. Not one that turns you into a mob wife. Aye. Not this girl. I told you guys, and I keep telling you time and time again, I don't recommend Shlomo. I don't recommend her thinking. Really, no. Hey! And at the end, like I said, girl, the mob wife that we've all been waiting for, Hard Shlomo enters the chat and basically tells the boys that I want them one by one by one. Ke nyaka ditlho tsa bona by one by one by one. I want them all to suffer before they even die. Hey! Cheers at the girl. Cheers at the girl. She has entered the chat. The mob wife has entered the chat. The mother hen has entered the chat. Queen mother has entered the chat. And I'm afraid this is it. Gullible Shlomo is gone. Well, Ampur Kismarni Stamper. But yeah, Gullible Shlomo has now left the chat. And Hard Shlomo has entered. Because if you can't beat them, join them, guys. And that's the hill that Shlomo chose. So now she has joined them. Okay, so moving on to episode 26. Yo, hi guys. Firstly, Mqele taking out his frustrations on Shlomo via sex. That is annoying. And that is old. I want to say it's getting old, but it's actually old. And it's cringe. And I don't like it. Also, I don't like the fact that, like, this is sexual assault. Like, you're assaulting your wife. It's sexual assault. Because now, when Samilo Haikar Spintish. Ne? And that's not how you treat your wife. Someone you love. And you inflict so much pain on them over something that's supposed to be bringing you guys together, making you an enjoyable experience for the both of you. Now you're turning it into this evil thing that is used as a way to take out your frustrations. It is sexual assault. Stop. And then, guys, he has the audacity to be cocky about it and tell her that if sexy amopala abano itlohela. You call that sex, sir? You really call that sex? I call it sexual assault. That is not sex. Especially if she voiced it out. And I'm glad that actually Shlomo voiced it out and said, like, you're hurting me. I don't like it. Like, stop using my body as, like, commodity for you to just release your frustrations on. I don't enjoy it. Stop it. You need therapy. But because Mqele ke ngwana, then he goes on a rampage about how he'll never see a therapist. This is when now he says that whole thing about if you're balla sexy, then I mean, let's leave it. And Shlomo's like, can you hear yourself? Can you really hear yourself? And then he goes on and on and on. I'm just like, yo, this guy. Oh, I didn't realize I could hate him more. But I do. Like, he's given me more reason to hate him. He's given me more opportunity to hate him because he's such a dude head. Like, why? Why are you... Yo, this guy is annoying, guys. I don't even want to lie. I don't even want to lie. Oh, but another highlight was really the moment that Mandisa and Hlomu had while they were sitting on the mattress, basically mourning because they're the Zulu wives, right? And Mandisa actually took that opportunity. It's crazy though, also, before I even go into that, it's crazy how tragedy like is able to bring people together, right? Pela, Mandisa and Hlomu were like cat and dog, always at each other's throats. More Mandisa than Hlomu. Hlomu was just reactionary to it. But like, water and oil, they just did not, the combos were not communicating. But because of this loss and the fact that now they're sitting on this mattress, mourning together, I loved how Mandisa like became vulnerable and showed a bit of herself. And I think also it humanized her a little bit more. Even though like Mandisa was human to me a long time ago. Like a lot of the things that happened a while ago in the show already humanized her for me. But this one even like cemented that. But it also showed me a side, like it also made me understand why she's also so bitter. Right? Because she was sharing with Hlomu, because Hlomu was basically like shocked, like, oh my gosh, why would God do something like this? Why would he take away the good ones? And like she's like, oh my gosh, life is tough, something like that. And then Mandisa's like, nah, oh no. Then she talks about like basically, yo, the scandals in this family, like they're deep, right? And then Mandisa's like, no baby, this is nothing. And she's like, what do you mean this is nothing? It's like, no, this is nothing, I've seen far worse. And that's when she basically shares her life story about her being a prostitute and how men would basically beat her up instead of paying her, how some would not pay her, and basically like she was just like, I had to hustle hard until obviously I met Ngoba, who was actually my client, and he paid me well, took care of me, and basically, sooner rather than later I left the streets. And I was just like, what? And Hlomu also was just like, what, girl? No way, you're so strong, all of these things. And I think also that was a beautiful moment for the both of them, like a reckoning of sorts, where Mandisa showed a bit of herself more, where she was just like, girl, you basically grew up with a silver spoon. I, on the other hand, grew up in the gutter. And this is what I mean when I say life is tough and you need to toughen up, because it's every man for himself. Basically, wamutalifisa, right? Because I mean, Hlomu is like me, bruh, like sheltered girl, grew up in a good home, all of that jazz. So Mandisa's just like, nah, that's not reality for all of us. And also Likamko Hlomu handled that cutting was really beautiful, because it was as though like they're finding common ground to just relate better, which I think was lovely. But the thing that hurt me the most, obviously, because Mandisa, guys, that girl, Beluya high, my heart goes out to her. Where Hlomu was like, to the Zulu wives, and Mandisa's like, but you're the only one with a ring on your finger, which is true. It's not a lie. She's the only fuzzy Pepa, an official wife of the Zulu. I mean, she's the only one that's also been introduced to their ancestors. And then she then further said to Hlomu, the Zulu wife, and then cheers to that. And then a tear dropped. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Mandisa, no. And then obviously, like, Hlomu also like wiped the tear from her face. And I thought, ugh, such a beautiful, wholesome moment. Now, for episode 27, guys, this was the most painful episode out of all three of them, because the other two, I get it's the preps for the funeral. This is the actual funeral episode, and I'm not okay. I'm really not okay. But before we get into the nitty-gritties of why I'm not okay, I just want to tell you guys that remember when I said that Lerato would eventually use the sexual harassment card on Luxolo if something were to go amiss? Huh? Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? And trust that my girl, right on cue, used that in order to threaten him to get credit on a story. Because he couldn't, like, I don't know if he says he doesn't like the attention of the story or whatever, the story that he wrote about basically the shooting at Hlomu's wedding and whatever, or a different story, I just can't remember. And then he's like, nah, I just don't want the attention, whatever. Also, never mind, I don't know how newspapers work. I was going to ask a very weird question, but I was actually let me ask it anyway. Do editors write like articles? If you're like editor-in-chief, do you still write articles and like put your name on the byline? Like, I just want to know. If they do, then okay, it makes sense then. Because he was like, he doesn't want the attention, he doesn't want to be a celebrity, whatever. And Lerato, obviously, because Umo, she was like, I want that attention, why don't you just put my name? And he's like, no, you can't just take my story like that. Mugel, Arenge, I don't know. Imagine how HR is gonna feel when I come with a sexual assault charge or something of that sort, like complaint, over the fact that you like took advantage of me, a young writer. And I'm like, huh? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say, guys? Hey, Luxolo didn't believe it. He was like, no, bruh, we both know it was never like that. When ukakola Lerato wena. I told you were way in over your head, Luxolo. You're way in over your head, bror. So yeah, she threatened with sexual harassment charge or whatever, complaint. And obviously Luxolo was still dumbfounded, and Lerato's like, nah, don't act surprised. And I'm like, ha! I expect that from you, Vele. I really do. So that's why I'm just like dead at the fact that she ended up doing it sooner than I even thought that she would, and for work purposes. Like, do you even like your job? I thought you didn't like your job, right? Anyway, so during obviously the funeral service, when they were viewing the bodies, because they were viewing the bodies first and then they went into the tent to have the service and then obviously bury them. So as they were viewing, so Mkele is viewing Mbande's body basically, and then he takes out a lollipop from his pocket and he puts it into the casket, and my heart broke, bro, because I was just like, that is such a sweet sentimental thing, because you knew your brother. Nara, that is still sweetie, bruh. Like, we all know Nicki Minaj and Nthabi was always forever with a lollipop in his mouth, and also for Mkele to be the one that remembered that. But then again, he has like this fetish with ice cream, so I get it. But also it was just so sweet, so endearing, but so painful, because reality is really hitting. Like, reality is really hitting that, guys, Nicki Minaj and Nthabi is really gone. Yo, that was painful. Hey, Nkoko's goodbye, guys. It tore me to shreds. It really tore me to shreds, because I was just like, yo, bruh. Like, I could feel his pain here. It was palpable for me. Like, I could really, really feel his pain. Like, he just lost his twin brother, even though they're not twins, but they were basically twins. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna live for the both of us. And I felt that. I really felt that. But what finished me off, TKO, was Ntsika, bruh. Yo, that boy cried. Yo, that boy cried. And on top of crying, he was like, take care of Mvelo. Send my love to mom. Send my love to mom and dad. Yo, guys. Yes, yes. I was finished. He finished me off. Like, on Chapileka TKO. That moment, I was like, I can never come back from that. It was really, really, really painful. It was so real, guys. Like, it really is so real. Like, I can't deal. 7. Now there are 7 left. Like, it doesn't make sense. But anyway. Also, at the end, when Ngoba like finished throwing in like the flowers into the grave and walked on to like the open field and took out his gun. Well, he took out his gun before and like walked on into the open field and knelt down and was basically talking to his ancestors, basically saying that like, is this the life that you want for us? Is this the life that you lived for us? Is this the life that you had destined and planned for us? Man, I felt that. That was felt. And I think, if anything, it made me, it peeled a little bit off of the mask. Yeah, Nova. It humanized him a little bit more. Like, you could feel his pain, you could feel his frustration, you could feel the disappointment, in what he was saying, because he was like, so this is the life that, like, this gun is basically what we live through and what we're going to die by. Is that the life that you planned for us? So this is the incense that we must be burning to you. These guns. Basically hitting gunshots. And, man. Yo, it was tough. It was big tough. And then obviously at the end, he shot like gunshots in the air. Where I was just like, guys, no, this is not fair. I get honey, they're not entirely good people. But, this episode was hard. It was hard. But also, like, that whole monologue, Nova, was really heartfelt as well, because you could feel his heart in it, because you could feel, like I said, the frustration and the disappointment in it, where he was just like, so really, this is the life that you wanted for us? Like, we've gotten such a cold welcome back home. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on, guys? I'm not one to know what happens with the underground gang, but like, it felt really like, yeah, actually, guys, what's going on? What's going on? But anyway, that's enough for this week, guys. I am finished emotionally. I am it was tough. I can only imagine what's gonna happen next week. What are we moving on to? Yo, I can't. No, this week was mad tough. I don't even think I'm going to watch it again. I already watched it twice, just so that I can get my thoughts in order and like basically discuss it with you guys. But after here, no, that's like self-inflicted gore, bruh. Like, I can't. It really is that painful. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single view, comment, and like. Go to like every interaction, share. Listen, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So if you have anything you want us to discuss further or just talk about more, don't hesitate to drop a comment in the comment section. I will be right there interacting with you guys. But otherwise, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you for watching, and let's meet again next week. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, bye.